Hey guys, it's Rich,
And X.
and we are
Two guys talking games.
episode 18
Yeah, man. It's the Ocho.
in association with the Gaming Source in Southington, Connecticut. The Gaming Source, we take you to the next level.
Yeah, man.
What's up, X?
Nothing much, man. Just, gaming, and more gaming.
Yeah.
Man, oh,
What are you
man.
playing this
Yeah.
week?
Whew, what haven't I been playing? I've been, you know what? I replayed Bravely Default. I redid the demo again. It's just so freaking awesome. I can't wait for that game to come out. I again destroyed it. I did that automaton after the dragon. I got my 20 villagers. I got everything. I did everything in the demo and got every single thing, and
Yeah.
it's awesome. I can't wait for that game to come out. I really cannot. That game is going to take up so much of my time. And between that and I've done some Dragon's Crown. The Dragon's Crown is interesting. You have to pretty much beat it 3 times to fully beat the game. And each time you beat it, it goes up a level in difficulty.
What?
Yeah. Like first, you started off on normal, and then you beat it, and it'll automatically put you on hard, and then you have to do it again. You have to do like all these different things again, and then once you beat that one, then you have to, because you have to restore 3 different statues, and then you have to do it, the third time, which is like the hardest. But the cool thing is that when you start over, you have to you end up at your level that you ended up on the first one with everything that you had, and then it just moves you up a difficulty. So it's not that hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah,
it's
'cause your
it's
character's
really
level
cool. Right. So it's really cool. I've been doing some Dragon Age. I mean, not Dragon Age. Dragon's Crown.
Yeah.
Of course, Battlefield 4. I've been on Battlefield. I didn't like their update that they did. It feels like they nerfed a couple of weapons, and the repair tool for the engineer. They fucking nerfed the repair tool.
Oh
What
wow.
little bitches were on forums complaining and crying that they couldn't knock down choppers? I mean, really? That's just freaking ridiculous, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
can't believe fucking Dice and EA that they did that, but okay, I guess I'm gonna be playing that game now less and less. You
Oh
know,
man.
it sucks when they do stupid shit like that. And then
Yeah.
yeah, I've done a little Mario, a little Zelda.
Yeah.
So I've been all over the place this past week.
Did you finish Dead Rising 3?
No, not yet,
Okay.
not yet.
Just curious.
Not yet, because
Um,
I've been, I was working on Rise, Son of Rome. I finished that, and
I
then
did.
it's been all Battlefield,
Yeah.
So Dead Rising 3 got the back burner, but now I think after this update that they did with freaking Battlefield 4, I think I'm gonna be jumping on that
Yeah. Yeah.
probably later on today in a little bit.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
probably be on that.
Um, I've been playing the Call of Duty Ghosts campaign. I'm guessing I'm almost finished because I've been hearing it's 5 hours long,
Yeah.
and I'm probably at like the 4 hour mark. So I don't think it's going to be that much longer. Playing some multiplayer on Ghost as well, Battlefield 4, and more Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Just getting psyched for the new game.
Man.
Did you see that new trailer? The new
Yes, I did. That looks
man.
awesome, man.
How
Whew.
intimidating do those bosses look?
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yikes! Oh, that's
I
a day one
cannot
pickup.
wait. Oh,
You
you
know
already
what's
know it.
strange? I looked up, Googled, looked up on Amazon, everywhere. There is not a strategy guide anywhere. No info at all for a strategy guide for Dark Souls 2 yet. It's kind of strange, man.
That is strange.
I mean, it exists. They're
Yeah.
gonna have one, but you can't even pre-order the guide on
Maybe
Amazon.
maybe as it gets closer, they'll post it up or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, but I was just looking because I'm so psyched about the game. Borderlands 2 on the Vita. How did we not see this announced? Like you said, like a couple months ago.
I was blinded. It's so busy playing so many damn games, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I haven't had time to check out the news and stuff. It's just so many damn games
Mm-hmm.
with the systems, new systems coming out,
Yeah.
hitting all these games really hard. It's just I haven't, and it sucks. But yeah, I would have to add that to my list of most anticipated games is Borderlands 2 for the PlayStation Vita. And
Oh,
Moody, if you're out there, you already know we playing us some Borderlands 2 when it comes out.
oh
So
yeah. Yeah,
on the
that's right. Do
Vita.
some co-op, huh?
Oh yeah, you already know, man. That
Man.
thing that thing is gonna be a beast.
Yeah, I don't know
I
how
can't wait.
that was announced a little while ago. I don't know how I missed that because I'm all over the news, man. We just that
Yeah.
fell under our radar.
Well, it fell. It's just mad busy
Yeah,
with games. I've been so busy playing all these different games. It's just ridiculous. It
yeah,
is
man. It's
ridiculous, man.
and
And then on top of that, I'm a glutton for punishment because here I go last weekend going to the gaming source to check, going in there, checking them out, checking
yeah,
out all these games. I'm like, man, you know what? I couldn't find what I wanted. They didn't have it there, which is fine. They told me that they continuously get new stuff, so I'm gonna continuously go in and see if they end up getting it. But it
yeah.
prompted me to go into my stash and try to accumulate my collection and put it all in one place. And let me just say, it covered my whole pool table. Like a regulation size, 9 foot, pool table and all that stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I
yeah.
have it all there, and it filled it up. All my consoles, all my games, everything was just there. And I'm like, damn, I got a lot of shit.
You know what you should do? If you remember, could you put that photo up on the page? Because that'd be really cool. Is
Yeah,
this the same photo I saw on your phone? You took the photo that was on your
it's
pool table.
more.
It's
It's
more.
more.
If
It's
you
more
can
because
remember,
that was only my Nintendo, Super Nintendo, 64, um, my Game Gear, my original Game Boy, all the games that I had for those systems, uh, plus a couple of the other games that I had gotten out of storage that were for my PS1 and some of my PS2. So I
oh
have some of the systems downstairs in my game room. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's
So
right, that's right,
I don't have them all on
right.
there, but I have more on there than I did on that picture. So I'm gonna have to take another one.
Yeah, if you could just take a pic of that and just put it up on the page,
Yeah,
that would be very cool to see that. Man, yeah, the gaming source, they do have some cool stuff there. You did tell me you stopped by there. Did you like them on Facebook by any chance?
yes I did. Yes I
Okay, so
did.
you'll see
After I
their
stopped in, I
updates.
liked them. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I like that they got a whole big stash of original NES games, and
I saw
I'm,
that.
I'm I'm thinking I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna see if I could bring in my stash at least for my original Nintendo stuff, and just have it cleaned because they also offer that service. Of having all my cartridges cleaned out, having my NES revamped. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so that way when you put in the cartridge, you're not sitting there blowing on it and stuff to try to
to
put
get
it
the
in
dust
and
out.
clicking it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I'm gonna I'll probably head over there tomorrow and talk
Okay.
to them, see if I can set that up for them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that'd be a good idea to get that all cleaned up there.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, Nintendo, man, I read some news on Nintendo.
Yeah.
They failed to reach their sales projections for the Wii U and the 3DS. The 3DS's original projection was 18 million units, and they dropped it to 13.5. Worse for the Wii U, their original projection was 9 million units, and they dropped that to 2.8 million. Now, I I thought the 3DS was, you know, being going off flying off the shelves. To be honest with you, with
Well,
the
you got to
games
think
they
about it.
got,
You got to think about it. This past year, it did sell 13 point. They're projecting it to sell 13 point something million, right?
mm,
Now, what is
down
it
from 18.
compared? Right. What is it compared to the PS Vita?
Well, that's
So
true.
the market is still a big difference. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
yeah.
I love my Vita, but the Vita it's still not there to
No,
compete
it's not there.
fully with Nintendo's handheld. So even though Nintendo did take a big hit on their projections,
Yeah,
I personally feel they're not going anywhere. They have way too many good games. They have way too many fans and too many games that are going to be coming out. And I think got to give it time, and you got to think about it. The PS4 and the Xbox One just came out,
Yeah,
so a lot of people's money and attention went towards that,
went towards that.
which
Yep.
is a shame because then that means a lot of people are then going to be playing catch up to trying to get the Wii U
Yeah.
because during that time, Wii U and the 3DS both came out with some really awesome games. You know what I mean? Really, really awesome games. And they have more awesome games coming up for this year, like we've mentioned in our previous podcast.
Yeah, actually, that's why I'm hoping that 2014 changes things around for Nintendo because actually, remember I was saying that this year is probably the year I'm going to pick up a Wii U
Mm-hmm.
just because of the games that the video you sent me that I looked at. I was like, wait a minute here, man, I got to give these guys
Yeah,
a go, man. They got some great games coming
some
out.
great games coming out.
So I'm
You know?
hoping that, but their market share went way down too. I mean, you know, so I'm hoping, give them a year. Hopefully by the end of this year, Nintendo's gonna bounce back, and people who, like you said, put their money towards the new consoles, maybe they'll say, hey, listen, look what the Wii's got, man. Look what the 3DS has. Let's give them a run. So
Oh
hopefully
yeah.
that's the case because I really don't want to see Nintendo going anywhere because I actually was talking to you about thinking that Nintendo was going to be the front runner by the end of this year in gaming sales just because of what they have coming out.
Yeah.
So let's hope for that. Well, our topic this week is should games be single player, multiplayer, or co-op, or should they be all three?
Yeah.
We got some big responses from our Facebook community on this topic.
Yeah.
I don't know about UX, but I'm definitely a single player guy. I've gotten into multiplayer and co-op more over the last years, but I mean, if you had to pick one of these three, only one, just let's just play around with this for a second. You can only pick one of these three. What would you?
How long am I going to be playing the game?
And see, that's just it. This is where the argument comes in because think about it. If you get a game like BioShock, an excellent single player game only, you have an amazing experience for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Okay? You play it a few times after a few months.
Yeah.
Well, then what?
So you got to
I
think
mean,
about it. You have
you
to
know?
think about it. You have to think about it. See, here's the thing.
Mm,
Each game, there are different certain type of games. They really are. There really are. There are games that are meant to be single player.
mm-hmm.
That run great, and you know what? It was an awesome story, and I'm glad I experienced this. And like Fallout 3, Fallout 3 for me,
Oh, yeah.
if it had multiplayer or co-op, it would have been the same. That to me added to the whole mystique, to the world. You're there. You're alone.
Yes.
You are alone in this wasteland. You know what I
No
mean?
help.
So no help. So that type of game,
Mm-hmm.
awesome, beautiful for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Zelda. Zelda's another one. I wouldn't want somebody else next to me riding a horse too, trying to do no. Zelda is in itself perfect how it is. A single player game. It
Yeah.
doesn't need multiplayer and it does not need co-op, you know? But then there
Mm.
are those games that they've made single player. If they have multiplayer and they're lackluster.
Yeah.
But they're the type of games that you wish, man, this game would have been so much better if it was co-op. And two of them come to mind. Number one,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Far Cry 3. I really
Yes.
think Far Cry 3 would have been awesome in co-op.
Mm-hmm.
It really would have. I mean, it was a great game, great experience, single
Mm-hmm.
player, but co-op, it would have added so much more with the tactics of it's such an open world, like a sandbox type of game
It
that
is.
you have so much to do. Now, another great game that's like that comes to mind is Just Cause and Just Cause 2.
I was gonna say that. Yep.
Huge freaking island, huge
Mm-hmm.
island,
Huge world. Yep.
and you're there by yourself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, damn, I can't have nobody else here helping me out, doing this, doing that. It would make the game so much better.
Mm.
Not, each game is different. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I feel that Rockstar tried to grab in GTA 5. You got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they had their single player.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many times have you told yourself, "Damn, you're over your friend's house and you're watching him playing GTA 5. You're like, fuck, man, I can't grab a controller and play with you. Let's
Right.
go. Let's go rob this. Let's go rob that. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's do this."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did with their multiplayer. It feels
Mm-hmm.
more like a co-op type experience.
It does.
It
It
really
does.
does, doesn't it?
Yeah, they got it
So
right.
yeah, so every there's too many different types of games, too many games that fall into these different categories. Now, there
Mm-hmm.
are games that I play and I don't even bother with the campaign. I don't bother if it's co-op or not. I wouldn't care. All I go into is multiplayer, and I play multiplayer. And I know there's a lot of people that do the same for these type of games, like Call of Duty,
Yep.
like Battlefield.
Battlefield. Big
These are
one.
games that you just get into the multiplayer and boom. The only time I've played the Battlefield 4 campaign was when
Mm-hmm.
it was loading my multiplayer. As soon as that shit was done,
Yeah.
I was
So
out.
while you were waiting,
While I was waiting, I played a little bit, played around, like, it's pretty cool. Multiplayer done. Peace. I'm out. You know what I mean? And I've been on multiplayer ever since. It's a big difference. These games are different. Would I care if next year or 2 years down the line, Battlefield came out with a multiplayer only type of game? No. I'd be like, okay, cool. Make it 50 or $40, and we got it.
and you know
You know what I
what?
mean?
You just
I don't
that
need
it's
you know
right.
what I mean? I don't need the campaign for that game at all.
That's what I
Now,
was gonna say. Is get rid of the campaign altogether and sell
right,
the game for $10 or $20 cheaper.
right. Give me the multiplayer. That's the only thing I care about. I don't give a shit about. There's
Yeah.
different games that fit into different categories. You know what I mean? It's all
Yeah.
to your personal taste. Now, games that I feel that have done things perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Two examples come to mind, and that's Halo 4 and Gears of War 3.
You just
I am sorry, but it is. And they did it perfect.
we had the same notes.
They had a single player that you could do by
Yes.
yourself.
Yep.
Awesome freaking single player,
Yep.
and you know, you're able to do it by yourself. No co-op, no anybody else. You could just go in and
Yep.
experience it by yourself. Do it on Legendary by yourself, and bam. But
Yes.
then you have the co-op aspect,
4-player
which
co-op.
you, me, my brother-in-law, and my brother all
Yep.
get together, especially for the Gears of Wars and the
Yep.
Halos, and
Yep.
we sit down and we do day one co-op, and we do it all on Legendary. Day one, we do the whole campaign.
Yep.
That's what we've done these past years.
Yep.
Now that is a whole experience in itself. It's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. You're a
Mm-hmm.
single player guy, right?
Yep.
But there are certain games that you want to play co-op,
Yep.
right?
Well,
So
some
there,
of my best memories were the Halo games that we played
yeah,
co-op in.
you know what I
You
mean.
know, I mean,
So
really. So.
that's
Mm-hmm.
that's that that's the difference. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, they both have this huge, huge multiplayer.
Multiplayer on top of
So
it.
so on top of it, they got the single player, the co-op, and the freaking multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
That yes, once you're done with that first day doing the story,
Yep.
bam, you jump in on the multiplayer. You know what I
On the
mean?
multi. Yep.
So after that, if you want to mix it up a little bit, they have different things: Spartan Ops, Firefight, Horde
Forge.
mode, Forge, Beast mode. I mean,
Yeah.
these games give you so much for $60. I,
Complete package.
I wish more of these games, give us that, but they don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People actually got to think, and like I've thought, games like Halo, like Gears of War 3, you're sitting down and you're thinking, man, look at everything that I'm getting for $60. I'm really getting my money's worth. And then you buy $60 uh, Call of Duty,
Yeah.
and I don't play the campaign. I
Mm-hmm.
don't play zombie mode. I don't play any of that. I'll play the multiplayer for a little bit,
Yep.
and then that's
Yep.
it because I get tired because it's the same shit over and over.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
See, Call
So
of Duty's made it bad because they keep coming out with games. Now, let me just say something in Call of Duty's defense. The only Call of Duty game outside of the one that just came out, I believe you haven't played, was World at War,
yeah,
which I believe is still the best Call of Duty game because it fits into this category. It had an excellent single player campaign. but there's no co-op. It had an excellent multiplayer, and they had the introduction of the whole zombies. Remember that?
Yeah.
Which was in fact, it was like a multiplayer co-op. It was like 4 people on the same team, hordes and hordes of zombies.
Right.
That was a great package right there. But
Right. But see, here's the thing. Then there's games that are just co-op only. Now,
yes,
not necessarily because you could do the game by yourself. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a single player, but the game screams co-op. It screams it, like Army of Two,
Army of Two,
Left 4 Dead,
mm-hmm.
Dead Island.
Yes,
You know what I mean? That yes, these games. Are you able to play them by yourself? Yes. But does the game change when you play it with other people?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
So, there's to say if you're a single player guy or a co-op guy or a multiplayer guy or all three, it's hard to nail down because there's so many games out there.
Yeah.
With different aspects that there's too much gray area. There just really is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you could be a die-hard RPG guy. You love playing RPGs. I love playing the JRPGs back in the mid-90s. You know what I mean? I did. I was a huge fan. Had my PlayStation 1. Bam. Okay. All single player. So for all those years, I was a single player guy because that's what they were. There was no co-op. You know what I mean? There just wasn't. On the games that I played, there was no co-op. So, there's different games are meant to play different ways. There's just you can't ask for more if that's the way that the game was developed.
And multiplayer is somewhat new if you think about it. It's in the last 10 years or so, I think we jumped on the multiplayer bandwagon at the same time. When Halo 2 came out, everything changed.
Well,
for consoles.
Well, see, here's the thing. When Halo 2 came out, the online multiplayer aspect of games changed.
Right.
Because even though live was established earlier than that, it wasn't until Halo 2 that it was the first for me.
Right.
It was way better than Unreal. I couldn't stand Unreal because Unreal, the camera was freaking whipping all over the place.
Too quick for my taste.
I couldn't deal with it. I didn't like it, so I never played it.
Yeah.
Halo 2 did it right. They did. They did. And so, for me, yes, that was when the whole online aspect of it. Before that, though, I was a huge multiplayer guy.
Yeah.
Back in the PlayStation 1, they had the little peripherals where you would connect it to the console, and it was this 4-player attachment, which I have upstairs for the PlayStation 1. That you could plug in all 4 of your controllers, and you could play games like Crash Bash, Crash Team Racing. You know what I mean?
I got
Nintendo 64 had the Mario parties. Okay, they weren't online; they were all on one TV.
Yeah.
But that's just how it was back then, before online really kicked in.
They had,
I would play games like 007 GoldenEye. You know what I mean? Well, great shooter and stuff like that. It was multiplayer as well. You know what I mean?
The LAN parties.
Yeah, the LAN parties.
Bring an Xbox and different TVs in the same house.
Correct.
Yeah.
We used to do that for Halo 1. You know what I mean? So, multiplayer, yes. On some games, it was awesome, stuff like that. But it was just online and regular multiplayer. There was a big difference because all that happened in,
Oh, yeah.
For me, back in 2004 when Halo 2 came out. So,
I'll tell you, I don't usually go first to multiplayer, but if it's done right, it's done right. And now a game that's come out, 7 years ago, Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Which is only multiplayer.
It is only multiplayer. It has no campaign, no anything. For me, they were brave and bold, and they did it right for me. Now, I would have liked that game to have been cheaper. I would have liked to have it been $40. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just straight up multiplayer, awesome, and it's still played today.
Still played today. I still fire it up. I still keep it in my library.
And there's still people playing it. Yeah,
and I'm not a multiplayer guy. I'm really not. But let me just say too, on the PS3, you haven't played this game, but Uncharted 2 was an excellent package because although they didn't have co-op in the campaign, it was one of the best campaigns.
Yeah.
Uncharted 3 was a little over the top. I didn't like it as much, but 2 hit it just right, and the multiplayer was phenomenal. It really was. That was to me, that was the closest thing to their multiplayer Halo was for Sony.
Right.
Their Uncharted 2 multiplayer was it just kept you coming back, and they kept updating it with packages and whatever little DLCs here and there.
Yeah.
So they kept you playing for a long time. And again, it was the package. So if anyone said, what Uncharted game should I get in the series, I'd go right to Uncharted 2.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. How much better would Uncharted, the Uncharted series, would have been if they had co-op?
Yeah, like the girl he plays with, or in the game, the girl that
right.
Right. If that was the other player or something like that,
right.
And so you're right. I mean, but outside of like, Halo, I got a list here: Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Gears of War. No other multiplayer really lasts for more than a few months. Like,
that's true.
BioShock 2. What happened with BioShock 2?
No, BioShock 2 was an interesting multiplayer in its own. It had,
good.
I liked it because it had the plasmids and you're able to take over the turrets and control them and this and that. So it was interesting, but it was a niche multiplayer.
Right.
Now, by that I mean games like BioShock 2, Far Cry 3.
Yep.
These, oh my god, I know I have more.
Oh, there's tons, dude. I know what you're going to say. Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed
came out with a multiplayer. All these multiplayers, we're not even saying they're bad.
Oh my god.
Good.
This one, you like it, The Darkness. They had
Darkness.
Darkness. They had their little multiplayer. Prey, remember Prey? They had their multiplayer. I mean,
Riddick.
The servers. I don't even think they're up anymore.
No, they're not.
You can't even get people on there because nobody plays them.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah,
the multiplayers were good.
Right. Some of these games they just tacked on multiplayer so they could say, "Oh, we got a package. It's campaign and multiplayer." No,
multiplayer.
No, you just added on crap. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, there's some games that multiplayer is good, like Far Cry 3. That was a pretty damn good multiplayer. Yes, but they didn't continue with it. They didn't.
Who's playing it?
To me, they didn't add more things and just kept it fresh. They didn't. They just dropped it.
Right. I mean, BioShock 2, I actually liked the multiplayer, but you know what I did? I did probably the same thing the majority of people did. I played it on and off for a month or two.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, let me go back to Call of Duty.
Yeah, that was it. It was done.
Let me fire back up Halo, and that was it. So it's not like the multiplayer was bad. It's just that no one keeps playing it.
Right.
They go back to the
certain games, which is like it's the niche. They're like I said, they're like little niche multiplayers. You know what I mean? It's like certain games that they've gotten a little following, and they tack on multiplayer. They try it out, and then that's it. Like I you know what? I can't really talk about this game's multiplayer that much because I never even jumped on it.
What's
that Tomb Raider, Lara Croft one?
Yes.
I didn't even touch the multiplayer.
I haven't either.
I did the campaign, played the campaign. That was a single player campaign, and that was it.
I played probably the single player campaign for about in and around 5 hours. I'm going to start over again because I actually liked it so much. That's one example of a game that did not need multiplayer.
It did not.
They should have taken it right out.
Why? Why did they add multiplayer? Why?
Probably so they could say, "Hey, guess what?
We got a package."
Right, exactly. But, knowing that it's not going to last, it's a waste. It's a waste of development time.
It is.
Do you know the new Wolfenstein game coming out? I don't know if you know the Wolfenstein series.
Yeah, I know the Wolfenstein series.
Well, they've had multiplayer before, so new developers coming in, making Wolfenstein coming out. I believe this year sometime. I'm a big fan of this series. I've always played the games. They said we are not doing multiplayer, which was a shock to me. Now I'm more intrigued with playing the game because they said we're focusing 100% on an excellent campaign. So guess what? The campaign's going to have to be good.
It's going to have to be.
That's all you got. It's like BioShock.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to focus. If this thing isn't good, we're screwed. There's no backup plan. There's no
Right.
multiplayer to save
Right.
us.
And you know, BioShock's another game. BioShock was
Yep.
perfect single player. It
Absolutely
was
perfect. Yep.
perfect single player.
Yep.
It would have been tainted if it was co-op. And the first BioShock,
I agree.
look how much we played BioShock 1. And it didn't it
Excellent.
didn't it didn't need fucking multiplayer. They
No,
didn't
did
need to
not need
tack
it.
on multi. You know what I mean?
Did not need. Same thing with
So,
Infinite. Did not need it.
did not need it. You
Did
know?
not. And you know, Ken Levine even said that when he was making Infinite, they asked him about multiplayer, and he said, if we can't be the number one multiplayer game, then there's no reason to even it's a waste of our
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Even though the BioShock name is huge, he even acknowledged. He says what's going to happen is people are going to jump on, then they're going to go back to the Call of Duties, the kill
You know,
zones,
unfortunately,
Battlefields.
I did play this game's multiplayer quite a bit. It was okay, but when I stopped. I never went back. Mass Effect 3.
Same thing with me. I played it for a little bit and went right
Mass
back
Effect
to
3.
Halo and
Yeah,
Call of Duty.
because like I said, it's a niche multiplayer. It's not established. It's not. It's a fly by night. It's not
Yeah.
even. It's not something that's gonna grab you. Why am I doing this multiplayer? You know what I
Wasn't
mean?
needed.
It
Wasn't
really
needed.
wasn't. That multiplayer was really not needed.
No, you're right. I mean, okay, so you got Battlefield 4. Now they did this update. You're going to back off a little bit. Other than Battlefield 4's multiplayer, what other multiplayer are you playing today outside of Shadowrun that didn't come out this year? Something that came out 2013, 2012, 2011 that you still fire up today on a regular basis? Is there any game that you still play?
I do when like my brother-in-law and we get together. We're like, man, we feel like playing this game. Let's all go jump back on it. Halo.
Okay.
We
Halo.
we we do. We you know how many times we played the the campaign on co-op for Gears 1, 2, and 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The multiplayer on 3. You know what I mean? So it's something that we just keep going back to. Never traded in the game or anything. We got rid of it because we're gonna play it again.
We can go back to it. Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah. So that's a game again going back to, but outside of okay, there's probably about 5 titles that are long lasting with multiplayer. I mean, Killzone's big on Sony with the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I don't know if Resistance is quite as big as Killzone. I think Killzone is their number one game. You got Call of Duty for both consoles.
Yeah.
You got Battlefield. You got of course Halo. That's huge.
Yeah.
Gears of War is huge.
Yeah.
And Shadowrun's still kicking between PC and Xbox 360. Outside of those, well, no, you got to give it to GTA 5. They really did get it right with. I don't know if you can really call it multiplayer, but this I haven't even finished the campaign. I
mean,
whenever I fire up GTA 5, I go right to online. Did you finish the campaign for GTA 5?
as soon as the multiplayer came out, I stopped the campaign.
Same dude, same.
I didn't
Thing.
finish the single player.
Same thing with me. I'll
You know
play
what I mean?
one mission here and there, but every time I go on, it has that little online press A.
Yeah.
I press A because it's
I
just
gotta
more
press
fun.
A. Oh, you know,
It's more fun, man. It's just you're in this. I still don't know how they pulled it off. You're just in this huge open world and everyone's with you.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
It is.
I mean, it can be done, but no, I haven't gone back to the campaign either.
No.
You know, that's just how it is. But
Oh,
yeah. So like when Halo 5 comes out,
yeah,
this year, it'll be the same thing as always.
of course.
The whole co-op thing. You finish that. Okay, now we're gonna attack the multiplayer.
Right.
You know,
And then
that'll
and
be
in
for like a year or two.
and in doing so, the multiplayer, you also jump on all the extras like Spartan Ops if they do Spartan Ops, Firefight if they do Firefight. You know what I mean?
Yep. Forge and
Forge,
all
of
kinds
course.
of crazy crap.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me see what else I got for notes here. You know, I originally took up gaming because it was something I could do on my own as like a hobby.
Yeah.
So when I got my original Xbox back in '02, I loved it because it was like this world that I can kind of control by myself. You know, this virtual world I go in
Yeah.
and play. And, you know, when the game ended and the credits start to roll in the game, like, you know, I would feel like, oh, I accomplished something.
Right.
I got to the credits. Like Resident Evil 4. That's one of the best endings of any game is when the game ends and and you go away on that little water ski with, the Ashley or whatever that blonde girl's name is, and into the sunset. Like, how cliche is that? But it was such a cool ending because it's like,
Yeah.
man, it took you so long and it was so hard to get here, but there was an end. And it's like almost like it's say, okay, now I can put this away,
Right.
and I can move on to something else.
Right.
But multiplayer for me, for some reason, although I do still play Halo 4, I'm on Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4, Shadowrun, I don't ever feel that there's an end. And for some reason, and I know I'm in the minority when I say this, that bothers me. Like,
Well,
there's
see,
no closure to me.
Well, see, here's the thing. That's the whole thing about multiplayer. You see it. You see it different than I. The
Yeah.
way I see multiplayer is, man, this is going to be a place where I could get together with friends.
Yes.
Okay, do on the fly strategies, try to make things work, pull one out of the ass, and win the game. Be the
Mm-hmm.
hero for that half hour of gaming. Okay, that
Yeah.
multiplayer match was, and after that, do it all over again. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And if
Yep.
if you're unlucky the second time, then you know what? You're gonna be that guy's support, and you're gonna help him. If you gotta swallow a grenade, you gotta swallow a grenade. But he's gotta live, and he's gotta go over there. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's completely different, man. It's a different world in itself. It's like you're being put in, and that's what I loved about Halo 2. We had strategies. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was we had attackers and we had defenders, especially for capture the flag. And I know some of our friends that are listening to this, like Amber and stuff. She's from way back when used to game with me and Chaotic and my brother, Big Phenom. Machine Gun.
Machine gun. Yeah.
We would go in and we would leave Amber on defense because she was the only one that needed to be on defense because she could freaking defend that damn place by herself. Seriously, she was that good. And then we would go in and we all be the attackers. You know what I mean? And and
Yeah.
and we would win games and we would have our strategies. This person's gonna grab the sniper. This person's gonna grab the ghost. This person's gonna grab the shotgun and try to go over here and try to flank them. That's just how it was. That was the
Yeah.
beauty of multiplayer. It's a whole nother world. It turns into a whole different game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
that's the way that I see multiplayer, and I still see it that way today. That's why I like to play with friends rather than by myself on multiplayer, because there's all these people out there that just want to do shit by themselves and just all run and gun, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? You were right next to me. You're in assault class. We're playing Battlefield 4. I just went down and I died. Pick me up. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
I
Right.
know you got a defibrillator. You just finished picking that guy up. No, but he doesn't want to because I don't know what the fuck he got a
And you
bug
don't
up his
know him.
ass, and I don't
Yep.
know him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
Yep.
when I play and I'm going in solo, I don't give a fuck who you are. If I see a person down, I'm getting points. Boom, I get you up, throw you some health. Boom, I got you up, throw you some health. It's not
Yeah. It makes a
being the
difference.
hero all the damn time. Go there and
Yeah.
freaking help everybody else out.
Yeah.
It's different. There's different roles. There's different.
Yeah.
Multiplayer is a beast in itself,
Yeah.
and if you don't know how to play in that world, then
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't even be in it. You really shouldn't. It's either adapt or die and get the fuck out. It is what it is.
Well,
You
you,
know what I
you
mean?
did hit it right on the nose there, where you said it's better to play with friends. I play so sporadically; it's hard for me to plan multiplayer matches a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I will say, the best times were when I was on with Halo 3. Excuse me,
Yeah.
Halo Reach. All those games we played on Avalanche.
Yeah.
Where you go in and with Chaotic and stuff like that. I mean that was fun, and all those times when you burst out laughing.
Yeah, because
And
I'm
then
some.
you'd send me a clip of what you're laughing about. And
You
when the guy
know.
got sniped in the head and his body flew
Yeah.
backwards on not Zanzibar, but the Last Resort.
Yeah, the last resort. Yeah.
Um, you
So
know,
this.
yeah. So no, you're right, and those were the best times. It's when you experience it
With
friends.
friends, right?
I just want to say one thing. When I was playing Avalanche one time, I was waiting for you and Chaotic to get on, and I was playing the game with Johnny, which is Hitachi.
Right.
Hitachi, if you're listening to this, I'm not picking on it, but this was a really funny, quick little story. I was playing with him, and we were playing together on Avalanche, and I think it was Capture the Flag, and we're playing. All of a sudden, It was right in the middle of a heated area where, obviously I needed to play with someone I knew. Johnny, do this, do that. All of a sudden, he was in a chat room with some kid I couldn't hear. And
Yeah.
Johnny goes, "Hey, what's going on, man?" Yeah, he goes, "Oh, you're going to play that now?" "Yeah, I'll play." "No, no, I'll play right now. No big deal." Quit.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He quits the game. I go, "Johnny, Hitachi, what are you doing?" Quits right in the middle of the game.
Dude,
I'm
man.
like, you didn't even say you're leaving. He just goes,
That's
"Yeah,
that's
okay." He
that's
just quits
that's
the
dirty, man. See, that's
I
dirty.
remember I was like, "What the hell just happened?"
Yeah, no, that's messed up, But
I,
some of
yeah.
my best most wonderful experiences playing multiplayer was when I had my full group, and my full
Yeah.
group consisted of
Yep.
Amber,
Yep.
which was Queen 13, um, Machine Gun, Chaotic Savage, Brolic, Doctor Komojo,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
uh, me. It was just like all of
Wait.
us.
Amber's queen?
Yeah, that's Queen 13, Queen Sorrow now.
What?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, she's a
No.
beast, man. Yeah,
Amber is queen.
yeah,
Wait a minute. I didn't put two and two together. Used to
that's
play
her,
games with
man.
queen all the time, man.
That's that. Yeah, man, that's
Years back,
her,
and
dude.
now
That's
I get it because my you
that's
used to say my friend in Michigan.
yeah, Halo 2, man. Halo 2.
I
That's
had
where it
no
started
idea
it
she was
all, man.
queen.
Yeah, that's Queen. Yeah, Queen
Oh
B,
man, used to
Queen
be
B.
like
Yeah,
Queen's kicking some ass.
yeah,
I didn't realize it was the same person.
yeah.
I thought Queen was someone you didn't have any contact with anymore.
No, no,
I didn't
no. Still
realize it was the
do.
same.
No, no,
Okay.
no. It was her, and then after that, during the Call of Duty Modern Warfare and stuff, we added another one. We had gotten Sherry in, and so
Yeah.
it was just it's just those gaming experiences, man. It's just those were wonderful because we all had a rhythm. You know what I
Right.
mean? We all had a rhythm, and when you play with friends, that's why multiplayer is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's so much better. It is so much better.
See, I didn't when Halo 2 was out. I obviously didn't know you then. I played mostly. Mike played a lot of Halo 2 online back in the day, and we used to play a lot of one-on-one, and
Yeah.
we used to always pick the map that you remade. Not Fall. It begins with an F. It was a map that was unlocked when you finished the Halo 2 campaign.
Oh, Foundation.
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 We used to play one-on-one
I
rockets.
love Foundation.
Mike and I in Foundation.
Yeah.
We had the time of our life doing that. We played that so many times, and then of course me and him would just jump in and play multiplayer games.
Yeah.
So he was my multiplayer partner back then because
Yeah.
we both played a lot. And you're right. That was just
It was
it was a
awesome.
blast.
It's
It was a
different.
blast.
It is different when you play with your friends. It
Yeah.
is really different because when you jump on now and you got all these freaking losers, it's like, man, come on, man. You don't even want to freaking play with them because none of them. Now, the ones that make it and I continuously play with them and I
Mm-hmm.
let them join my multiplayer crew are the
Yep.
ones that if they see me and I go down and stuff like that and they go over there and help and say, oh, I
Yeah.
got you, this, and that, and they continuously play like that, then I'm like, you know what? This is a person I want to play with. You know
Yeah.
what I
That's a
mean?
partner. That's a
That's a
partner.
partner. You know what I mean? They know how to play. Other people, they just like keep on going. I'm like, really? Come on,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Don't even
Yeah.
bother. You know?
So it sounds like there really isn't something I know I can't really agree on of one. I think I would have to pick if I had to pick one. I'd play single player only games, but in the right game,
The right game
it can go
has
either
it all.
three.
That's correct.
Really, the right game has it all,
The
and
right
we've
game
already
has it all.
established that. Gears of War 3 had that whole package of
And
all
and
three.
Halo 4,
Halo
and
4,
Halo Reach,
Halo Reach.
Halo Reach.
I mean, I don't know of any other game that has those three aspects that are that good,
Yeah.
that are equally as good.
Well,
So far, it's just those
Gears 2
Gears
had it
2.
too. Yeah.
Gears 2. Gears
You
2.
know.
All right. Well, that's about all I have for notes, man.
Yeah,
As
me
far
too,
as,
man.
you
I
know,
mean,
this debate can go on and on. It really does come down to preference and what we
it
prefer.
is preference,
You
and it
know.
sucks because now I got all nostalgic and I got to try to get all my friends on. I want to play some old time multiplayer, man. That's why for me, for this
Yeah.
year, and
Yeah.
I'm saying this right now,
Mm-hmm.
if Halo 2 remake comes
I
out this
knew you were
year,
gonna say that. Yep.
I swear to God, I'm going to go to the ends of the earth and get everybody on this fucking game because we are doing waterworks. And you all know what I'm talking about when I say waterworks. Waterworks and coagulation. It's on.
Yeah.
It is on.
Yeah. But I, geez, I'm hoping that they could. What they could do is the same thing they did with Halo Reach and the original Halo. They can remake some maps from
Right.
Halo 2 and have a second disc that allows you to put in Halo 4
Right.
and play.
The multi.
Remember they did that with
Yeah.
the remake of Halo and Halo.
Yeah.
So you could play some old school maps by using Halo Reach's engine.
Right.
Maybe they'll do that with Halo 4 and Halo 2. But I would love to play some online. Oh, man,
Dude,
that would be freaking awesome.
freaking
That would
awesome.
be freaking awesome. So we'll see. We'll see. And like I said, we all know that, Bill's listening to this.
Yeah. Hey, come on, Billy.
Microsoft is listening to this.
Come on, Billy.
Bungie's listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
If you're anyone, you're listening. So we'll see how that goes. But single player, multiplayer, co-op, you can go either way. Whichever you prefer really is what it comes down to. Whatever makes you happy.
Whatever makes you happy. That's what gaming's all about, man. That's what gaming's all
That is
about.
correct. That is what gaming's all about. But anyway, well, that's about it for
Yeah, that's it for
for
me,
us this
man.
week, man. Just please continue to comment, like, subscribe, listen.
Yeah, share. I mean, everything, man. I mean, I'm so happy we've broken 1,500 already. It just feels like we had just talked about that we broke 1,000 like the other day.
Yeah,
We've gone up so much so quickly, which is really really awesome. I appreciate
yeah,
everyone for liking and following, and please keep listening, sharing, and yeah,
yeah,
just put the word out. Thank you very much.
yeah. It's very cool, man. We're growing.
Yeah,
We
we are.
appreciate it.
It's
We
really awesome.
appreciate it. Absolutely,
So
man. Well, until next time, we are two guys talking games, and we will see you guys next week.
yeah, peace.